My dear students, we are discussing about French Revolution. Yesterday, we discussed on the reasons behind. Then now, what are the result of French Revolution? The people of France declared rights of men and citizens. They abolished monarchy. First, they brought in a constitutional monarchy. Then they removed the constitutional monarchy itself and one declared a republic. But we see the constitutional monarchy and the republic all were abolished by Napoleon Bonaparte when he came to power. Still, the ideas that were brought out by the French Revolution is something great. The 3 points of French Revolution, that is liberty, equality and fraternity. The human mind every time walks for liberty. It tells, I want to be free. I want to be free. I want to do whatever I like. Rousseau has told man is born free, but he is in chains everywhere. My dear children, you are in a chain of my mobile now. You are controlled by my class. You sit there and listen to it. So that's a chain. The care and love and affection of your parents, which makes you to sit, and your desire to study, are other chains. Like there are so many chains. And most of these chains we accept with happiness. Some of the chains it is imposed, we have no other option, we accept it. We think in the long run we will have an advantage of having those chains. So we accept. So let us see first what are some of the important points that are mentioned in the rights of men and citizens. You see the first one, men are born and remain free and equal in rights. Second slogan of French Revolution is equality. Because French society was so much divided unequal way. All the privileges were for the upper two classes. Others were not given equal respect. So they told all human beings are to be considered equal. The facilities, chances, treatment, everybody should have equal. That's what they demand. So we are all born free. And we are all born in equal world. When we are born to the world, all are equal. We are born to different parents. That's only. And equality is an ideological statement because it is not possible. Because we are to be born to a different parent. We are born to a different environment. We are born to different psychological and social and economic, religious, everything. So much differences are there. We cannot say they should be equal. But Above that, the dealings of others should be equal to you. If there are two children, both the children should be dealt in the same way. That's what they ask. So equality. The third point of slogan of our revolution was fraternity. Fraternity means brotherhood. We all are brothers. So that's, if there's a feeling of brotherhood, we will not do any damage to the brother or to other persons. We will be trying to take care of him, trying to protect him, to provide whatever is possible for other person. That is why they say fraternity is needed. So these 3 points, equality, liberty and fraternity, these 3 words are said to be the slogans of a French Revolution. So the first statement in the Declaration of Rights of Men and Citizens is that men are born free and equal in rights. But there is, we must understand here, they have taken care only men, not about women. Generally, at that time, use of the language, if you term it's a men, it's meant for male and female, we can say. But when the explanation or interpretation of these documents came up, they told it was meant only for men, not for women. Because the society was not ready to treat women as equal as men at that time. So that's the difference. Any society of the world, most of the society in the world are patriarchal society. So they were not. The second point in the Declaration of Men and Citizen, the aim of every political association is the preservation of the natural and inalienable rights of men. These are liberty, property, security, and resistance to oppression. So what are the things there? Liberty is needed, property, right to property. At that time, property was of the landlord. Individuals had no right to property. Landlord decided, kept the property. So peasants were not having the ownership of the land. Now they are telling that should be given to them, and each citizen, everybody should have the right to their own property. And there was another reason also, somehow, because the peasants were demanding more division of the property also. That also was there. Some upper class members were not, or bourgeoisie class was not ready to give away the share of their property or their wealth. So that also was one of the reasons for it. Property, security, nobody should attack. And if some king or somebody wants to arrest you, should not happen. Oppression should not happen. Should not use the force by the government. Governmental force is something great force, because it's a legal force. So when the legal force comes, it's very difficult. A police officer in your village becomes more powerful than a rowdy or a gunda in your village. Because the police officer is empowered with the power of the state, power of the country. Power of the country, the constitutional power, the authority that is given to him. That's why he becomes more powerful than the other local forces. That's the reason. Because he gets the support of it. So that is the reason. So oppression should not. So when the government is oppressing, that is why they are telling oppression should not happen. The sources of all sovereignty. Sovereignty means supreme power. Means the power that is given to the government. That is not with the government. It should be with the people. That's what they say. The sovereignty resides on the nation, not of the individual or the king. No group or individual may exercise authority that does not come from the people. In some group of people come together and they say that we are the nation. Should not happen. It should be the desire of people of that country. That's what they say. The sovereignty. That's the third point. Liberty consists of the power to do whatever is not injurious to others. The freedom is there. That doesn't mean I can take my freedom and do anything, whatever I like. I go when one of your friend wants to study, you dance and disturb him. That's not liberty. Whatever I like to do, but I should see that other person also has got his likes. When both likes come together, there can have a clash, and that clash may lead into dislikes and properties, destruction of the properties. So that should not happen. So whatever I like to do, but I have to take care of others also. The law has the right to forbid only actions that are injurious to society. The government should not make a law that I should not speak, I should not criticize the government. So that should not happen. If I am doing something harmful to society, I should be restricted. Otherwise, I should have the freedom to speak and do whatever is good for society. That's a demand. Fifth one, the law has the right to. Then, law is the expression of the general will. Rules and regulations should be made for the welfare of the people, not for one person or two persons. So, like this, these are the main demands of, or these are the Declaration of Men and Citizens. Like that, 17 are there. There is a Declaration of Men and Citizens that you must understand. So there were revolutions impacting the ordinary life. People began to get more freedom. They began to read, study. Elections were taking place. New kingdom has come up in existence. New rules and regulations were formed by the parliament. So like that, so many changes took place in the French society. Even if the monarchy has come back to power, the desire of the French people for a revolutionary and democratic government has not come to an end. That again went on. There was a revolution in France in 1815, then 1830, 1848. Then from that period onwards, there was a republic in France. So there were change demands. Even if one king, then again people come out to their demand, their desire for a democratic movements, democratic thinkings. That is the achievement of French Revolution. All over the world, people began to think our government should be elected. That is, democratic viewpoints were accepted all over the world. That is the important, that's the main achievement of democracy. Even slavery, black people were not treated equally, but slavery also was abolished in France. That is the greatness you must understand. So many like that changes were brought into the world because of the French Revolution. So that is the French Revolution. Thank you.